Okay, so let's check out the last example for this video, making use of a combination of articulation techniques. It sounds like this. Alright, so let's look at what happened there. The first bar I played the following. That's 5 hammering on to 7 on both the D and G strings. Then bending up to 9. 5 on the B, 5 on the E. One more time. One more time. Then I come back to 5 on the B, I bend 8 to 10 on the B. Last time. Then bar 2 sounded like this. Okay, so that's 8 bending up to 10. Release it back down to 8, back up to 10, back down to 8. So just one pick. I only pick one note. One more time. Then I slide up to 10 and I bend it to 12. One more time. Okay, now you might have noticed it sounds a little bit different when I do it sometimes. That's because sometimes I catch the other string beneath it, so I get like a real kind of greasy sound happening, which is lovely on the guitar with the overdrive happening, and you can just get some really cool overtones happening. So let me give you an example of what that would sound like clean, and then I'll give you an example what that would sound like with a little bit more of a dirty approach where I hit the string below it as well. The cleaner one sounds like this. Okay, so you can hear nothing wrong with that, but listen to the dirtier sounding one. Okay, you can hear it's just it's a different sound as opposed to executing it cleanly. This is one of those times when you're allowed to bring a little bit of a dirty sound into your playing, in terms of kind of it's a little bit sloppy because I get two strings kind of ringing against each other, but nothing wrong with that. It's a fantastic sound. Okay, let's carry on with the rest of this lick and look at bar number 3. Okay, I'm bending into 12. Releasing down to 10, pulling off to 8, picking 8 again, hammering to 10. Okay, and then bar 4 sounds like this. I'm pulling off from 8 to 5 on the E, 8 on the B, to 5 on the E. Then 5 on the E, 8 slides into 10 quickly on the B. 5 on the B I meant there. 5 on the B slides into 8 to 10 quickly on the B. So that'll be... Okay, those first 4 bars together. Okay, let's look at the following 4 bars. They sound like this. Okay, the phrase in bar 5 is exactly the same as the one in bar 1, except I'm playing the note I'm bending into as my exit note. I'm bending into it twice. I'm repeating that. So instead of just one note, I'm actually going. So I bend up to the note, come down, bend back up. And be aware of your muting technique. We'll talk about that in another lesson. Then I bend up to 10 from 8 on the E. back down to 8, pulls off to 5, pick 8 on the B, 5 on the E. There we go. And then I've got 8, 5, 7, 5 hammers to 7, pulls off. That's 8 to 5 on the B, to 7 on the G. And then 5 hammers to 7, pulls off to 5. Then I'm sliding between 5 and 7 on the G. So after this phrase, okay, see I just did a slide, previously I played. These techniques are really interchangeable. I could, the first time I'm using a hammer and a pull, and the second time a slide. I could use slides the first time and hammers and pulls the second time. So just to show you the options really are endless. So let me play this for you one more time, and what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to play it through twice, and the second time I'm going to end it with a different phrase. Instead of ending it with this, I'm going to end it with this. Okay, so here's that example again twice with a slightly different ending. Okay, so that wraps up the last example where we've looked at combining different articulation techniques. We've covered quite a lot in these videos, and just once again I want to stress to you that it's easy to watch these videos in a day or two, very easy to get to them like that, but to actually get the stuff underneath your fingers and getting it to sound good, feel natural and all that kind of stuff, that might take weeks and months. So please don't rush through this material. Really take your time, and it will actually serve you well to go slower now with your practicing, spending more time on particular subjects, particular techniques, etc. And then you'll find that as you're growing as a player, you'll actually go quicker through some of the other things. Whereas if you kind of rush now to kind of get to all the more glamorous sounding and looking stuff with neglecting your basics, then you're actually paying a dear price for that, because you will get to a point where you just can't really get any further because your foundation is lacking the necessary strength to kind of make this whole thing happen. So that's just my my words of advice to you. Take it slowly, watch the videos over and over and over. With these last examples that were more musical sounding, try and sing along with them to internalize the phrasing and all those kind of things, and then just replicate it using hammer-ons, pull-offs, slides and bends, and then you'll really start to develop a little bit of a distinct sound as a player, because like you saw, you can play these things in a different ways. You could exchange hammer-ons and pull-offs for slides, you could exchange a slide for a bend, or whatever the case may be. But go and experiment with this, and remember, have fun and try and come up with some of your own variations. I've thrown together a bunch of exercises and examples here for you, and by all means try and nail those down, but come up with your own things as well and see what you can come up with. And then basically this wraps up this video, so I'll see you in the next one.